5 years ago, my life changed drastically. My mindset changed, the way I approached every single element of my life changed, and I am a lot better because of that. Later on, I'll find out it's because I reprogrammed my subconscious mind. Realize, man, today I'm going to tell you exactly what I did and why you should implement that process. Okay, it all started the other day. My younger brother asked me a question, a simple question. He said, how can I stop procrastinating? Now, in my usual self-improvement philosophical way, I gave him an answer about, prioritizing things and creating systems. But then I thought to myself, I don't really procrastinate. When it comes to approaching business, which is my digital marketing agency, or creating these videos or researching or reading, I don't really procrastinate on these things. And it seems that procrastination is a huge problem for a lot of people. So I started thinking about why is it that I don't procrastinate on these things? And I realized it's because I've changed the way that I see these things. So they're no longer hindrances, but possibilities, ways of unlocking my potential. I look forward to doing these things. I have a fire in my belly when I wake up. And it's all because I reprogrammed my subconscious mind. So what is your subconscious mind? Now, we all know that we have a conscious mind and a subconscious mind. Your conscious mind is the newer mind, right? The thinking mind, the voice you hear in your head when you're talking, when you're conceptualizing ideas. It's the thinking mind. And the subconscious mind, often known as the unconscious mind, in its deeper regions, is the old mind. It's the guy behind the scenes that's actually making sure that everything happens. It's an evolutionary mind. Every single animal on planet Earth has an unconscious or subconscious mind. Not every single animal on planet Earth has a conscious mind. The subconscious mind is responsible for your belief systems. It's responsible for your value system. The way you see things on a day-to-day basis is mostly determined by your subconscious. And this is the reason why a lot of people are unable to make lasting changes in life. It's because their subconscious mind hasn't been programmed, hasn't been shifted to one that facilitates that change. You hear about lottery winners that win millions of dollars and then they blow it within like a year. It's because their minds haven't changed, or more specifically, their self-image hasn't caught up to their reality. So it's very important stuff. And you have to understand that your subconscious mind is constantly being programmed throughout the day, throughout your whole life. Since you're born, it's being programmed by people around you, primarily your parents, people that are close to you, friends, teachers, society, the TV shows you watch, the music you listen to some degree is programming you and shaping you. That's why people in different cultures behave very differently. If you were to talk to a man that was raised in Saudi Arabia, his value systems and the way he sees life is going to be completely different to a man that was raised in Los Angeles, California. It's all because of programming from society, the beliefs that people install into you. Now, we soak up a lot of these beliefs during our younger years, when we're toddlers to when we're teenagers and young adults. We just soak up a lot of things. That's why you see that it's very difficult for a lot of older people to make changes. They've already soaked up the information. They've already kind of become rigid. Now, our brains are malleable. You could always change it, but it gets harder as you get older. Now, there is a quote by Jim Rohn that I like, that I always repeat on this channel. It's, if you don't design your own life plan, chances are you'll fall into someone else's plan, and guess what they have in store for you? Not much. So that's how most people go about their lives. They go about their lives in a very lost way, just allowing everything and everyone to program them. So how did I reprogram my subconscious mind accidentally? You see, 5 years ago, I picked up a book called Rich Dad, Poor Dad, and that took me down a rabbit hole. Now, this was the first self-improvement book that I've ever read, the first book that talked about being able to achieve something more, being something greater than what you currently are. So this really interested me. I don't know why I felt good about it. Then I decided to read more books like it. The 4-Hour Work Week, The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle, Meditations by Marcus Aurelius, and a whole bunch of other books. I found a bunch of inspirational YouTubers that I started watching that talked about very similar topics about self-improvement, self-betterment. mastering your psychology, increasing your self-esteem, confidence, all these positive qualities that most of us want to attract. So what I then did was I just immersed myself in this content. I'm a very extreme type of person. When I really like something, I go all in. In the past, I used to skateboard and I just went all in on that. Then I played chess and I went all in. So I just go all in when I'm into something. So what I started doing was reading audiobooks, which I found to be a lot quicker and easier to digest than reading physical books. So at one stage, I was able to go through maybe a book or two per week. And along that, I was listening to a bunch of audios every single day. So maybe before I went to sleep, I would listen to 30 to 40 minutes of Tony Robbins or Brian Tracy or Jim Rohn or a lot of other YouTubers that I liked at the time that talked about these same concepts. So I did this for about a year consistently. And without me knowing, the way that I saw the world changed, the way that I approached my work changed, my value system changed, because I was reprogramming my subconscious mind by installing new beliefs, installing new ideas into my mind. Remember, we said society is programming you already. So what I did was took the initiative and chose my own teachers and chose who I wanted to program me. So Alan Watts, Eckhart Tolle, Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, all these different teachers were the ones that were then installing certain beliefs into my mind. And what I noticed with the self-improvement concepts and books and videos was that a lot of common traits kept popping up. A lot of common motifs, themes kept showing up in different books. So these ideas were then compounded by repetition, something that I later learned was crucial for reprogramming your subconscious mind. Your mind doesn't really filter out things. Whatever you tell it, it starts to believe, especially if you tell it over and over and over and over and over again. So these audios, these books were saying the same thing, that your only limit is your mind, that you can achieve anything you really want as long as you put your mind to it, as long as you remove these negative beliefs, these self-fulfilling prophecies, these cognitive biases. They kept saying the same things over and over and over again, to the point where my mind started believing it, to the point where I internalized it, where I experienced what's called an identity level shift, where you're no longer the person you used to be. You see, in life, we're always transforming. A lot of people have this idea that they're one static person. You're not one static person. You are the transformation. You are the journey, right? This version of me right now is not going to be the same version of me in 5 years. If that's the case, then I failed. So those audios helped me profoundly. What I later on realized was that I was also doing a really good thing, because I was listening to a lot of these audios right before I went to sleep. And what we understand now is that the mind has different waves. The brain has different waves that goes through. Now the alpha and theta waves correspond with a deep relaxation, meditative, a deep sleep type of headspace. And ironically, this is the state that you need to be in order to allow your mind, your subconscious mind, to be most impressionable. That's why hypnotists get you to relax first before they start hypnotizing you, because you're in a state that's able to receive that subliminal messaging, or to be able to change your beliefs. So that is how I reprogrammed my subconscious mind accidentally. And the way you can actually do this consciously is think about the person you want to be, right? And what beliefs does that person have? Draw a picture of this person you want to be. What values do they have? What is the mindset that they have? What mental models do they believe in? Is it stoicism? Are they a mindful person? Do they believe in Buddhism? What lens do they see the world through? So you create this picture, and then you look at where you can get that information from. Which teachers teach these things here, right? You want to become a more mindful person, more peaceful person. Pick up 20 different mindfulness books, get the audio version, and every night before you go to sleep, in the last 40 minutes, just listen to those audios. Do that every single day. And I'm telling you, you're gonna see some profound changes in how you see the world. Remember, we're free to choose our own teachers. The world has changed, right? We no longer have a limit on knowledge. We can access anything via the internet. So if you're willing to do the work, you can literally transform who you are. All you need to do is apply consistency and have a bit of determination to it. So that is how I reprogrammed my subconscious mind 5 years ago. Now that reprogramming has served me well in my life. As you can see, I'm making these videos for you guys. I'm dealing with other business. I'm just killing it. You know, not to toot my own horn, but you can too. Realize, man, I hope you take this on board, and I'll be seeing you very soon. Hey, thanks for watching the video. I appreciate you. If you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to the channel and click the bell notifications so we can see more of each other. Until next time.